This program funded in part by Baybell Restaurant and Bayview Center Bait Shop in Bayview.
Rolling down Highway 95, sailing through a hometown countryside. Move on over, stand aside my cruise control and overdrive. Need to take my baby for a ride. Ooh, she's like a smooth stretch of highway. Ooh, like a cool summer breeze. If my motor's running right, or we might lose control tonight. Got the shape I love to squeeze, looks that bring me to my knees. Oh please, let it roll tonight.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to TW Teleproductions North Coast Game of the Week. And first off, thanks to Big Mike for sitting in last week and covering that game in my absence. Tonight we are in Huron, Moochie Field at Huron Memorial Stadium. The Huron Tigers hosting the Edison Chargers in the last game of the regular season for 2024. Where in the heck did this year go? But we are closing out with just another magnificent night for football, and I know we would have liked more rain this year to keep things watered down well. One Friday night got messed up, boy, but the rest of them have been awfully nice. So thank our lucky stars that the football gods, anyway, have been smiling down on us. What a beautiful look at a beautiful facility at Huron Memorial Stadium, Moochie Field, as Edison tries to wrap up their first, oh my gosh, it's weird to even think about, first unbeaten season since 1981, which to all of us old folks sounds like about, maybe 15, 20 years ago. Stop and think about it. It's like 43 years ago when Edison last went undefeated. That's unreal. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, a guy by the name of Jim Whittington was coaching at Edison at the time in their days of dominance in the old Firelands Conference alignment. Here we are in Huron as the Edison Chargers, as we mentioned, looking for their 10th week of the season, their 10th win of the season, and Huron coming in at 6-3 on the year. Both of these teams playoff bound, and it's a matter of Edison wrapping up possibly the number one spot, and Huron trying to get a win to finish as high as possible in the final computer rankings. Both of these teams, legitimate playoff teams. If you want to just take in 8 teams in a region, as it was at one time before it, quote-unquote, got watered down to 16. There's Jim Hall and Sam Holler, the head coaches.
I can't figure it out. Every game, we kicked off to St. Paul last week 2 or whatever. Off he gets hands out of bounds. That's your kick picking up. Yeah. I said he hit his head.
Yeah, when the camera's on, turn toward us. I wanted to get some dirt. They were exchanging dirt, and I couldn't hear what they were saying. But it's always lively when you get these head coaches together talking. And that's the neat thing about the SBC. For the most part, the camaraderie, the friendship is all there. But boy, once that whistle blows, it is all bets are off, and we are rolling with competition. The Huron Grill burning up all those delicious-looking burgers. Senior night, as this would be the last home game for the Huron Tigers of the regular season. So lots of fun, and this has become a really neat rivalry, especially in the years since they've gotten together in the SBC. Last year, it was a one-sided affair, 35-7, with Edison winning the season finale. Cousin It is on hand, and it's Cousin It. I don't know what to call him, but it's a pretty cool looking outfit, I know that. Edison Charger fans on hand in droves to see this very special season come rolling down to its conclusion. And, of course, you want to keep the momentum going for tournament time, as is the case for both of these squads. You see Edison dressed in their away white uniforms. And, boy, what a season it has been for these guys, all the way back from the season opener against Firelands when they won 47-16, St. Paul 41-2, and then the opening of Freedom Field in Milan, where they were put right to the gun, and it went 12-7 Gibsonburg. And as it would end up being, besides the Perkins game, the Gibsonburg game would be their closest of the season. Your Fan of the Week is brought to you by Snow Trails Winter Resort in Mansfield, Ohio. The seniors, I'm sure, are very proud of all of these pictures proudly being displayed throughout the stadium. It's fun to try and guess, which one is which, if you know all these young people. That's a very proud picture holder right there. Your Fan of the Week, brought to you by Snow Trails Winter Resort, located in Mansfield. Well, Joe Wood is unfortunately not in what you call game uniform, but still getting his salute as one of the Huron seniors. That kind of makes it all worthwhile right there. We all understand the emotions of parents. And that smile that's been depicted as it was on that picture for all of these many years. And hard to believe that, and this is the way senior nights are, it's just hard to believe that it's all gone by already.
Brother Ethan and grandmother Leah Bates.
Huron High School marching band making their entrance into the facility as well. Sharp-looking unis for the Bellevue Marching Band. Bellevue who? Just wanted to make sure you were all listening. The Huron High School Marching Band, of course. Oh, the fun part of being old is being able to use it as an excuse. Although I probably did that when I was in my 20s, too. One last time under the lights. Yeah, once a Tiger, always a Tiger. It is senior night 2024 as the Huron Tigers make their proud entrance onto the field, entertaining the Edison Chargers. It's up for week number 10 on your North Coast Game of the Week. Our first quarter tonight is sponsored by Hartung Title. Ed Hartung and the group supporting local athletics for generations all across the North Coast, and proud to do it as well. Here's Huron kicking off to Edison to get the night started. Kind of a wobbly kick that's going to go out of bounds over on the far side of the field, and Edison will get the football first. And Abe Hermes, what a story he has been in his first year at quarterback for the Chargers. And you talk about an Edison football team that has been loaded for bear all year long with that running game. Now you get a look at Hermes. And when nobody knows where the ball's going, including Tom Whaley, you know that the offense is running as it should. And speaking of running as it should, how about Bryson Whitmer? This kid is just a machine. As Whitmer, you watch when we do pick up the ball. 6 feet tall, 225 pounds, just bowling over people. Here he comes through the hole, and then you try and trip him up. You try and shoulder tackle him, no good. You try and get him low. Got him off balance. Finally, after about 4 people, the finishing touches put on Whitmer. But I'm telling you what, what is going on in that conversation right there? Cy Finnan just going, hey, he'll be back. Don't worry. You get another shot at him next time. Luke Blatnick also back into the lineup for the Chargers this week. And, of course, it's been a tough second half of the season where Blatnick has been out of the lineup for a large part, but Cy Finnan has really stepped up and carried a load. Now you're looking at Blatnick, and boy, how good it's got to feel for him to be back on the gridiron once again. And when you talk about a team that's loaded with running backs, I mean, you're talking about Finnan at 5'11", 215, Blatnick 5'11", 205, and Whitmer at 6 feet 225. That's a great line at many schools, and here you've got these guys running at you like that. Huron all jacked up because it is turnover number 1 on the night, and it is going in favor of the Tigers. Look at the ball coming loose on the exchange, and the ball being recovered by Paul Maloney, and it sets the Tigers up with a first down as the defense comes up big on the opening series of the night. So we'll get a look at Landon Holer, 6'1", 180. He's a junior. Of course, the son of the head coach. And we'll get a first look at the Tigers on offense. And Hayden Wilson running the football at 5'10", 185. He's a junior. That quarterback draw for Holer sniffed out very well. Ryder Cram, the leading tacklers on this Edison football team, doing a nice job of reading it out on third down and short. Tigers again call on Wilson. Unable to get there, so Holer booting it away, and Edison will get another shot at it with Abe Hermes receiving the punt. I don't know if we should just say get used to this. You try and find the football any better. You sit and watch Edison play, and you'll understand exactly why this kind of stuff goes on. Hermes diagnoses that football, which is just as big as key as anything on this team. Here's a young man right here who has really stepped up, Caden Clare for the Chargers, 5'9", 175-pound junior. And the only reason we're showing this to you again is because this is one of the few plays that we actually know where the football is. Clare taking it right side. You can see the little bobble of the football there. He had a little trouble on the exchange, but managed to take it forward for a few yards before Trevor Eck knocks him to the ground. Line of scrimmage is where it's usually decided, no matter which game you're talking about. That play won by the Tigers. No, the guard does not have the football. However, Finan does. Cy Finnan is a 5'11", 215-pounder, and he has just really done a great job at carrying the workload in the absence of Blatnick. And for a while, Whitmer was out also for a game and a half. It was that fake motion by Edison, which a lot of times draws the defense. Tigers doing a good job of staying put. And speaking of staying put, how about that Tiger defense again? Right there at the spot of attack. This is Tiger defense at its best right here for Matthews Ford on our second look on that pitch to Finnan, who just gets cracked right at the very spot he was trying to run the football. Well, the Tigers read it well, defended it well, And now the Tigers, on that big stand, managed to take the football back again. And how good was Edison earlier this year? Remember the Perkins game where they were 8 for 8 going for it on fourth downs? And the Tigers come up with a stop right there in the first quarter. You see Claire in the picture faking pressure, and then some miscommunication on the pattern right there as that ball was thrown where no red jerseys were located. So a third down for the Tigers, and then the bad snap. Holler, boy, I tell you what, it was a great peace of mind to even pick that ball up. That's dangerous. But then to have a good mind where his receiver was going to be anyway. You could hear in the background one of the coaches on the Huron side of the field calling a timeout.
Their first timeout.
Special thanks going out to the following local businesses we hope you help support. Well, here are the Tigers trying for a conversion of their own. Quarterback draw for Landon Holler. Success for the Tigers on 4th and long, and Holler, whether that was designed or not, I don't think maybe we'll ever know, but if Holler goes back and sees the middle open like that, why not run the football? Caden Clare down there to make the stop. But not before the Tigers pick up a first down. Impressive running by Hayden Wilson as the Tigers mount a genuine threat right here. First one of the ball game by either squad. Tell you what, nice inside move after the catch by Tommy McDonald. 5'7", 150-pound junior, getting some extra yards for the Tigers. Pollard trying for the end zone, and Jackson McNulty, who's a great target to throw to, but unable to make the connection there. Same type of rollout, overthrowing Tommy McDonald. So third down for the Tigers. Fake to the left, throw to the right, jump ball up. Nicely defended that time by Andy Strecker. Jackson McNulty, again, the attended target, and this is worth another look right here for Matthews Ford. There's the fake left. Quick pivot by Holler. And you're just banking on your athlete going up and winning this ball, but tell you what, it was too much Andy Strecker that time as he got his hands right in the middle of that pass and knocking it away. So it would bring up a fourth down. And when you've got a leg like Cameron Manor, why not? 23 yards away, Tigers on the board first. As we say, thanks to the following businesses for supporting the North Coast Game of the Week. Matthews Ford, Leslie Murray Law, Fosco Cement, David F. Cook Funeral and Cremation Services, Diedrich Motors, Payne Nichols and Company, Good Time Lake Erie Island Cruises, UBS Financial Services, Crush Wine Bar, Dockside Cafe, Schlesman Seed Company, and Pier Pub. Here's Manor to shoot for the 23-yarder. Manor says child's play, the kind of leg he's got. 3-0, Tigers on the board first, and now they'll put their defense to work once again as we head down to the final few minutes of quarter number 1 here in Huron. Right up the gut for Bryson Whitmer. And I tell you what, as strong as this young man is, and you give him a head of steam going at 6 feet 225, if there's any kind of hole, you know he's going to make it about a double-digit gain. At least. Give him a little bit of a seam, and he is shot through like a cannon. And as usual, it seems to take multiple hits to finally put the finishing touches on the big Charger Junior. On the motion sweep, there's Caden Clare, who's actually done an awfully nice job for the Chargers. And being a junior gives him a lot of great experience for his senior season next year. Whitmer just gets up, head back into the huddle, give me it again. Although this time it's going to be Blatnick delivering a blow to the defense as he gets stopped by Landon Holer. We wind down toward the end of the first quarter with the Huron Tigers holding a 3-0 lead. Second quarter is being sponsored by the Old Fish House in Huron. Hello, can you talk? Knickknacks, snacks, and BS facts. It's the Old Fish House. And sponsored by the Baybell Restaurant and Bayview Center Bait Shop, both, of course, located in Bayview. Oh, second quarter from Huron. And Edison with the football trailing 3-0 on our Civista Bank scoreboard. And here comes Blatnick. You know darn well, every time he touches the football now, it is golden. It is feeling awfully good. There goes Finnan. Finnan is showing you what a load he can be as well. And the cool thing is you just watch him after taking a ball, that bumping and bruising, and it pops right up. It's rid of the ball. Let's do it again. And again, any one of these Edison backs will tell you, hey, without the line, it wouldn't happen. And he had a great big hole to run through, then gains a lot on his own with good second effort. So now it's the Chargers on the march.
Finnan on the carry.
Cy Finnan. There's no rest for the defense when you start bringing all these guys at you. And then when you don't know where the ball is, the defense has the same issues. And Cy Finnan knocked down by about 3 Tigers eventually after they tracked it down. The pitch for Whitmer. And that is 9 yards for a score for the Chargers to give them their first lead of the ball game early in the second quarter. This is tough. I'll tell you what, Whitmer, look at the head of steam he's got going right now. Pull those guards, open up the hole, and forget it. They touched him, but they didn't even come near stopping him. Whitmer for 6. Celebration on in the end zone, and now Alex Davidson trying to tack one on. Boy, it was low. It was almost blocked. Great pressure that time from Jackson McNulty. But it counts as 1, and the Chargers have a 7-3 lead. After the kickoff goes out of bounds, the ball goes to Huron on their own 35. Holer, nice job of sidestepping the first would-be tackler, and at least getting back to the line of scrimmage anyway. A second down and about 6 for the Tigers. Aiden Wilson wrestled down after another few yards, so you're looking at a third down and short. Where'd the football go? You see the guy who had it, but there's no football in his hands. And boy, it was kind of scary the way Landon got twisted around right there. That's kind of scary, but it appears as though he's going to bounce up and everything's okay. But right in the middle of all this is where the ball gets stripped. And then, of course, he wants to find it, twisting around, and then gets nailed in the back, and down he goes in an ugly manner. Cy Finnan right there to make sure he's okay. I think he could sense what was going on, but it's Chargers football on the Edison turnover. And Abe Hermes goes to work from that quarterback spot. Now it's Finnan. Well, it wasn't anything fancy about that, except for the fact that the quarterback ends up with a football, and Abe Hermes showing you that he can run like the big guys. There's no easy out when it comes to this Edison running game. Ball popped out after it hit the ground. So the ball down by contact. And a nice, easy toss by Hermes, and it is right on the money for Grayson Smith. Watch how relaxed and easy this is for Abe Hermes. Get a nice look at the opening he's got, and zoom. Good form, great follow-through, and right on the money for Smith. Smith with a couple of extra yards after that inside move to dodge one tackler, but Holder right there to finish off the deal. Got 4 or 5 from Caden Clare. Second down for the Tigers. Well, it's like it's a rerun of the first one. Bryson Whitmer jacked up as he gets a second 9-yard run for a score here in the second quarter. And again, he gets a lot of momentum going just by getting himself in motion. And this time they got a hand on him, but it was too late as he goes down in the end zone for 6. And Whitmer fired up. Alex Davidson, 14-3 in favor of the Chargers. Boy, you don't want to let these guys get too far away from you. This one's scooped up by Jackson McNulty. He knows what to do with the football when he gets it. The Tigers now fighting from 11 back. Fake to Wilson, and Holder's going to zip that one up the right side for McNulty, but couldn't get down to get it. It would be a second down and 10. Holder just kind of slung that thing out there in the flats for McNulty. Fake the jet sweep. And that toss down the middle incomplete. And that leads to a Landon Holler punt. Bryson Whitmer. It's a thing Edison does, too, that is so difficult. They just mix it up. Everybody gets their hands on the ball one way or another from that running game. And you think a lot of times, well, they don't throw much, so it's going to be easy. All you got to do is stop the run. Thanks to the following businesses for their support of the North Coast Game of the Week. Holder Sheet Metal, Jim's Pizza Box, O Supplies, Luco, Pizza House West, Sandusky Steel and Supplies, Gnome's Podiatric Medicine, Steinemann Hefner Insurance Services, Brady Signs, Cook Aluminum, and Wendy's. Well, the Tigers have taken all the momentum here in the second quarter. Cy Finnan takes his turn. It's very rarely do you see the same ball carrier twice in a row. They've got so many weapons, mix it all up. And you've got a young man like Hermes who disguises things so well. Get the whistle blowing that play dead.
Timeout, Chargers. Their second timeout of the first half.
Quick Edison timeout right there while we thank the following local businesses for supporting us here at the Game of the Week. Hermes Parker Concrete, Snow Trails, Sophista Bank, Matthews Ford, Cameo Pizza, Daly's Pub, Landmark Kitchen and Bar, Shorehouse Tavern, S&H Blinds and Floors, Loris Printing, and Assured Partners, Dave Voigt. Here's Hermes. They don't throw a lot, but they've got some capable people when they do. For instance, Davin Went, a 5'8", 150-pound senior. Not tremendously huge for a wideout, but extremely talented as far as his hands are concerned. And you see the handoff to Whitmer from right to left, and he just goes barreling into that secondary. A lot for Caleb Staley to handle as all 225 pounds of Whitmer come flailing at him. Nicely thrown. Nicely received, but Davin Went, 25 yards for a score. And Edison expands their lead to 20-3. All of this after a scoreless first quarter. He knew all along where he wanted that ball to go, and it was right there in the breadbasket of number 3. Davin Went. Alex Davidson, 3 for 3 on the night. And Edison now with a huge second quarter of 21 points. After Huron actually scored the first 3 of the quarter. Huron returned by Paul Maloney. And now Landon Holler trying to make things happen on offense for the Tigers. Nothing there. Holler again, this time the quarterback draw that's worked so well for them tonight. And not bad there. Hayden Wilson carrying for Huron. Off the play fake now, Holler pulls it down, and off he goes again. Running right by one. Another look at Holler dodging the defense. With pressure coming, just going to pull that thing down and say, see ya. Well, he's down to that spot anyway on the home sideline. Tigers will kill it here at the end of the first half. After a scoreless first quarter and a 23-yard field goal by Cameron Manor, all of a sudden it's 3 unanswered touchdowns for the Chargers, who are in charge at the break, 21-3. Third quarter is being brought to you by Civista Bank. They are focused on you as we are focused on the burgers. Champion change. Leslie Murray and Marcus Harris for Erie County Commission, helping to bring you our third quarter of week number 10 of the Game of the Week.
Fire ready.
If you've never heard yourself in slow motion, wait for one of those shots one day. It's kind of cool. To the Huron Tigers marching band performing at halftime before our second half gets underway.
Go, Senior! Rocket!
Here's Alex Davidson to kick off for the Chargers. This hits Wilson along the ground to McNulty, who will get stopped very quickly in the specialty units by Zach Rang, who has a good nose for the football in his own right for this Edison ball club. Landon Oler leading the charge for the Tigers. Well, that quarterback draw's been good to him tonight, but that time Ryder Cram is right there reading it out. Second down and long after loss of a couple of yards.
Nice and easy.
Well, I tell you what, it was just a good stick by you-know-who, Abe Hermes. All 5'9", 160 pounds of them. Abe's just such a good athlete, both sides of the football. And if you don't expect big hits out of this size kid, look at that. Bang, and knocks that football right away from McNulty as he was getting ready to wrap it up. Abe by no sense is a small kid, but when you look at him next to all those running backs that Edison has, a lot of people look small. Great effort by McDonald, but Turf beat him to the football, and now it's the kick downfield where it'll be downed by Dominic Fresh. And the Chargers resume their relentless attack. Caden Clare. Student body right. Well, I'm watching from close angle, and I thought Whitmer had the ball. It's unreal. But again, we sound like a broken record, but it's just the way the Edison offense is. And the problem with Edison not facing this kind of offense all year long, it's very difficult to replicate this in practice. You know, you put your scout team against it, and you're giving them like a day or two crash course on how to run the defense against that offense, and it's very, very difficult to mimic this look. Look at Hermes. Just came running right at us that time, and nobody knew where the football was until finally the stop was made by Brandon Barrett. Braxton Barrett, I'm sorry. I don't want to cut him short on the credit due, because if Barrett doesn't make the stop, there's a lot more yards in store for Mr. Hermes. So the Chargers put up 21 points in the second quarter after a scoreless first quarter. Answered back the field goal from Huron well, and then the miss exchange on the snap. That doesn't happen very often. Hermes able to fall right back on top of it and save the possession. And then all of a sudden you got all this pressure from Paul Maloney. And now a conference. Whose ball is it? Who's going to get it? All we're looking for is the call, guys. That's it. See what you think here. Hermes in the grasp. Couldn't really see it because he was behind some bodies, but the official threw that orange flag out there, so that's the spot of a fumble. And right on top of it is Braxton Barrett. And, of course, always on top of it with the camera is peekaboo. Aaron Caldwell from the Register. I look at the good instincts of Hermes dodging backside pressure and just winging that ball to the stands. Not often Edison has to kick the football away, but the Tiger defense rising to the challenge. And it goes back to Huron on their own 18-yard line with Tommy McDonald taking the fair catch. Landon Holler, boy, you see that footing go a little bit, and then he just got to get rid of it and get it out of bounds to save the big loss on the play. So 2nd and 10. From the 18, that little screen pass out on the left side, and it's going to be Paul Maloney. Run well by the Tigers. So 1st down for Huron. Holler going to hand the ball off for Maloney this time in the backfield. Look at Paul just run through tackles. Wow. Finally stopped by Davin Went. And watch Maloney here, taking it right to the teeth of the Edison defense. So we look again for Matthews Ford. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th man who had a shot at him. And remember, one of the guys in there was Ryder Cram, who's the leading tackler on this Edison football team, but Maloney still ran right through it. See McDonald running through the screen in motion and off the play fake. Holler forward for yardage, but knocked down by Luke Langhals and the Edison defense.
There we go. There we go. Look at that.
I think somebody on the sidelines is pretty happy with that call. Just this little rumor flying around down there. 1st down conversion, and Holler going for the big one right now. That is over everybody's head and out of bounds once again to make it a 2nd down and 10. Hayden Wilson trying the middle of the Edison defense. Pretty well stopped up that time. That's just a straight quarterback dive over the right side. And the Edison defense appears as though they have come up big right here. Edison taking over on their own 36, and here goes Whitmer. You're going to tackle Bryson Whitmer, you're going to know it. You're going to feel it. This is just a great look at the power running of Bryson Whitmer. You're going to hit me, I'm going to hit you right back. Bang. It lowers that shoulder, keeps right on rolling, and the Edison fans are just so used to seeing that. Here's Finnan. You saw Blatnick in the first half. He had missed a good chunk of the season because of a broken collarbone. Cleared last week. They held him out of last week's game to have him for the season finale. You saw him in the first half, but apparently left in that second quarter, and it's very possible that Blatnick's season may be done with yet another collarbone injury, which you hate to see, but what a tough season it's been for an outstanding young man. I'm going to look again here at Matthews Ford. And the pull away from center by Hermes, and somebody didn't know who was supposed to get the football. Hermes just tries to make something out of nothing. Edison already up 21-3. Driving down the field and looking for more. Off the timeout, it is Abe Hermes going back to work once again. That fake screen pass to Claire, and then just the Hail Mary downfield. And how does this happen? You think Bryson Whitmer's just a brute? This kid's just an athlete. And you see what happened at the end of that play? I mean, he got so emotional, the ball goes flying away, and he went and picked it up for the referee. Here's Hermes on the shoulder fake, and he is in deep trouble, but look at this. Whoop. And there is Whitmer. Bodies hanging all over him. Still wins the battle for the football and keeps this drive going for the Edison Chargers, looking to increase on a 21-3 lead as we wind you down toward the end of the quarter. Caden Clare will take it down just shy of the 10-yard line as our third quarter comes to a close. Chargers on the move with an 18-point lead on Week 10's North Coast Game of the Week. Fourth quarter's next. Our fourth quarter sponsored by Civista Bank. They are focused on you. Champion change comes from Leslie Murray and Marcus Harris for Erie County Commission. Before our fourth quarter starts, it's time for your North Coast Moment, which is brought to you by Shores and Islands, Ohio. Get a good look at it, folks. It's almost November, which means this kind of scenery starts to go away, or if you do see this, it's going to be a lot colder than what it is right here. But sun setting over Sandusky Bay behind the coal docks, it's just a classic from the Jackson Street Pier. That big ball of red falling down behind the horizon. Nothing like a Lake Erie sunset. And if you're up early enough, there ain't nothing like a Lake Erie sunrise either. That's your North Coast Moment. It's brought to you by Shores and Islands, Ohio. Now on to our fourth quarter with the Chargers on the move once again, and Whitmer taking that down around the 8-yard line. Well, let's see. They had a touchdown pass to Wendt earlier, but before that, had a 9-yard touchdown run by Whitmer. 9-yard touchdown run by Whitmer. This ball is on the 8-yard line. Who should we give it to? How about Bryson Whitmer? He knows what to do with it from here. 6 more on the board for the Chargers. It was the Bryson Whitmer touchdown show for the Edison Chargers in this one. And it's something about this night. He has loved running that left side. Off the motion. This time he had to break it outside a little bit and pick his spot to the end zone. And Bryson Whitmer, again, it's like he never feels a thing. Rally round the big guy who now have the Chargers up on top 27-3, and Davidson's extra point kick will be up and through despite the great effort by McNulty coming over the top. Here's Paul Maloney. Good chunky yardage on first down. The stop being made by Hermes along with Malachi Hawkins. This time, no answer for Landon Holer. You hear all the time about how difficult it is for a quarterback rolling left to throw to the right, or to throw off that right foot, and it's wasn't enough for a first down, and now Edison gets to gain the football back once again and put Bryson Whitmer back to work. We mentioned last year 35-7 the score between these two teams, with Edison a winner. Here comes Whitmer going the other way this time. Somehow that left end sweep seems to be the more successful one for the Chargers tonight. Here, Tigers on the sidelines yelling ball as it got loose. And now Whitmer trying that left side again. We'll pick up a few. On fourth down, trying to keep the series alive.
Only flag on the play.
Edison trying to accomplish a lot of different things here. You want to hold on to the ball as long as you can now with a big lead of 28-3. Eat as much time as possible off the clock. Play fake, and Hermes still with the ball. And that kind of run will help do it, as they'll move the sticks again for a Charger first down.
Their second timeout of the second half.
Thanks to the following community-minded businesses for supporting us here at the Game of the Week. J Bistro downtown, Gardner Strayer Insurance Group, Snow Trails, Summit Motorsports Park, Loris Printing, Pizza Brothers, Kaufman and Associates Company, LPA, Baybell Restaurant, O.E. Meyer Company, Foster Chevrolet Cadillac, and Ben Olamaker Realtor. Well, thought it was going to be McDonald that was going to pick it off, but cutting right in front was Jack Raglow for the pick for Huron. Just a nice read by the Huron defense all the way around, and this ball, unfortunately for Edison, didn't have much prayer getting in there. Going off balance, and there's Raglow. Almost looked like three different Tigers had a shot at that, and Raglow's the one who comes up with it. before getting bumped out of bounds by Davin Wendt. And the Tigers back in possession of the football once again.
Good run, Hayden Wilson, ball carrier.
Tigers this weekend are going to be involved in playoff action, and being the number 7 seed, they get to host a game, which is kind of cool. Tigers take their 6-4 record against number 10 Spencerville, who comes in at 5-5. Now, if it weren't for the fact that it got expanded to 16 teams, Huron would not have hosted, so the expansion really helps the Tigers in their playoff scenario. As far as Edison is concerned, they're just the number 1 seed altogether in Division 5, Region 18, so they will be at home for week number 1 for a rematch against 16th seeded Northridge. They played Northridge earlier in the season in week 4, and they beat them 36-0.
Keep it up, Jack. Forward.
That ball game was also played in Milan. That's a long trip for Johnstown Northridge that has to make the trip all the way back here once again. The very fact that you're seeing some teams in the state as the number 16 seeded team refuse to even play a game. They just said, no thanks, we're not coming. Makes the 16 seeded teams just kind of... There's only one thing that the OHSAA continuously will argue, that 16 teams is good, and that's because Edison beat Bellevue a few years ago as a 16 team. They're the only team to do it in the history of this format. We all know how much of a money grab it is for the state, but the Chargers get to have a home game, and if they win that, they get a home game for week number 2 as well. And the same story is for the Perkins Pirates, and that's the game you're going to see here next week as the Pirates open their playoff trail against the Upper Sandusky Rams. Paving the Way is up next, and it's brought to you by Hermes Parker Concrete Limited in Sandusky. This is Cy Finnan dancing and darting through the Tiger defense. Well, finally, it is Landon Holder and Jackson McNulty that combine for the tackle. Paving the Way is brought to you by Hermes Parker Concrete of Sandusky. And now bringing the heat for Gunlock Sheet Metal Works Incorporated. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and refrigeration since 1889. Landon Holder. This is just a nice read by the Tiger Jr. Sees a middle wide open and gets himself a nice gain right through the middle of that Edison defense. That's bringing the heat from the offensive side for the Tigers that time, brought to you by Gunlock Sheet Metal Works on Columbus Avenue. And now your Pancake Play of the Game, brought to you by Sandusky Bay Pancake House, with a $10 gift card on the line in this one. And it's going to be Bryson Whitmer. Now, why not? He had 3 touchdowns on the night, including this one where he just danced through the Huron defense, 9 yards for a score. And that got the Chargers up on top to stay. It's your Pancake Play of the Game, brought to you by Sandusky Bay Pancake House. It's 1966. Here's Jim Hall.
The cool thing is, we got a whole other season ahead of us, right? We got a whole other season. Playoff game at our place next Friday night. We get the opponent when we need to get it, right? We get it made. And then we go back to the workshop, right? Get back in there, and we're going to practice hard so that we play well. You guys played a really good game tonight. I thought you played a really good game tonight, especially the way it started. It didn't go our way early. Kept your composure, kept grinding. Right? 10-0 is pretty damn special. You guys got a lot to be proud of, boys. You got a lot to be proud of. Even Ryder.
First time since 1981, Edison goes undefeated. Congratulations to all of the Chargers. And we'll see you for the playoffs next time we get together on the North Coast Game of the Week.